Hey there, welcome to Black Desert Online, a massive open world MMORPG where you can dive into fast paced combat, explore beautiful landscapes, and live out your fantasy life however you want. Whether you are battling monsters, fishing by the shore, or building your dream character, there's always something to do. Let's jump in. Starting off with the first step, selecting your class. I recommend you to watch videos or class guides about classes that seem cool or interesting to you. I will have some link down below. For now know that almost each class is separated into two specs that will have different skill kits and playstyles, called Succession and Awakening, with the exception of Shy, Scholar, Archer and Deadeye. These are called Ascension classes and use both weapons at the same time. You can even make use of trial characters to try out some skills and see what they look like and how they feel. You are free to create any other character. In fact, you benefit quite a bit from having multiple alt characters to blend at locations or use for different content. Got a class you like? Great! Make sure to make it a seasoned character. This essentially allows you to use catch-up mechanics, simple early game gear, some benefits like extra XP earned, and extra rewards. You are not limited to an actual season, since this actually runs permanently, so don't worry. For the sake of simplicity, we are going to choose the Ancient Stone Chamber. You can still do the other ones. In fact, Land of the Morning Light is necessary as it will give you permanent stats. So this is the Black Spirit. You're gonna see this guy a lot. It's gonna give you quests. You can enhance your gear through this guy. It is going to be quite a journey for the main story. Do know you don't have to do it all at once or one day or 1 week, of course. But we do want to aim for up to this one. Last quest of the Medalla, just before Valencia. There are a couple things here. This is the Y menu. You can press Y on your keyboard. It opens the challenges. These are called challenges. It's just rewards, daily rewards here, or event rewards for completing certain goals like this, like level 62. Also by playing playtime rewards, you can get a bunch of different stuff. Currently there's an event as well, good season event. You can immediately claim some stuff in here. We will go over that in a bit, but for now we're just gonna go over the basic of the game. We are going to go through this as quickly as possible, all the way until Velia, which is right here. Now we can see it because we can see anything on the map. The map is pretty huge. There's even an extra part right here. There's quite a bit of stuff. Might be overwhelming, but don't worry about it too much. Okay, you can hold R, and it will give you this prompt. You can press space or enter to skip if you don't like to see the cutscenes. Okay, so I got invited by a random guild. I just immediately accepted because it's fine to be in whatever guild in the beginning, just for the buffs, because the guilds actually give passive buffs to you, which are very helpful. Even if you are a complete solo player, you absolutely want to be in a guild for these buffs. If you get invited, you can just accept. However, there's a penalty for leaving, and you can't join another guild for, I think, 24 hours after leaving, so keep that in mind. I also can't leave because I literally have 0 monies, so I kind of just got trapped. GG's. Knowledge. Holy poggers. So you will notice immediately your skills are probably different than the tutorial. You are going to be playing with your what's called a pre-awakening kit. These are all the skills that are available to you instantly and also by leveling up a little bit. These are called absolute skills or just skills that are normal skills. Some classes, pre-awakening kits are pretty rough and feel very awkward to grind with and kill stuff with, so don't get backed out of classes just yet. These skills will get better and you will unlock more skills. Along the way, you are going to see question marks on your minimap. Whenever you see a question mark on your minimap, you want to go talk to them because then you unlock them on the map for all times. And you are going to get knowledge that will give you a buff actually. It will give you extra drop rate. Don't worry about it right now. Just talk to all the NPCs, just be social, which will also upgrade your energy, which is in the top left. Energy allows you to do certain things in the game, like certain social actions with NPCs, like talking, like the Amity minigame. Also, this is the main source that you use when you do life skills, or, well, gathering. And I got a bunch of stuff, most of this stuff doesn't matter, but if you don't know what something is, please do not throw it away, because most of the stuff you cannot recover from this menu. If you don't know what something is, just keep it. And if your inventory is full, which shouldn't happen at this point, you can get rid of stuff that is trash loot. Which actually I don't think you get here, because I didn't get any. Whenever you complete quests, or when you right click on the minimap, or if you press M to open the big map, you can set a path to that location that you clicked. If you then also press T on your keyboard, which is also highlighted here in the game itself, you will automatically move there. You can let go of the keyboard and mouse. Jesus will take the wheel. Make sure to click this little icon below here though, because then you will automatically sprint.
This tastes horrible. Did you really think I would eat this garbage?
For this one, I have no clue if this actually matters, but you can eventually do both of them. At any point during quests, you can actually right-click the quest that was left-click actually. We can right-click the quest, and it will point us towards the location that we need to go. So if you completed the quest, you can simply right-click the quests right here, press T, and it will take you straight to it. You can also do this when doing a quest actively, like if you still need to do the quest. It will most likely point you towards the direction where you need to gather something or kill something or do something. It could be that it doesn't work. It doesn't work for 100% of the quests, but this should be a safe thing to do at all times. You can go and press L. This is the processing menu. And we're actually cooking meat, but we actually have to heat it, which is funny, but sure. The boss fight. So we are going to get introduced to some mechanics here. Really just dodging. You kind of just want to dodge whenever it tries to attack you. Use your movement abilities. If you don't know what they are, just do whatever. Just try to kill him. You have potions on your hotbar 1. You can press 1 to heal. Boom! We did it. This little spot right here is actually where a lot of AFK fishers are. It's not a lot here, but yeah, obviously this channel that I'm on right now is restricted to new players, and eventually I won't be able to get on this channel anymore. We can actually press escape and then here change server. Okay, so the game calls it servers. I will just say servers. These are all the servers. It doesn't matter which one I click. To note though, I just clicked on one. This one says PvP. In this server, PvP has no punishment. PvP is actually enabled on all of the servers. I believe not on the Olvia servers and the Novice servers, maybe not. But Arsha is a server made for people that really want to PvP with no restrictions. There's also a drop rate buff on these two servers. You can still be killed in other channels. However, the person killing you, they will be severely punished for killing you, and you don't really lose. You lose nothing except for a few buffs that you might have running, like an elixir, a draft, or a draught. I have no clue how you actually pronounce this in English, but I hear people say draft, also draught, so I have no clue. And also your perfume. We are going to choose the main path. This will start the main questline as normal. The simplified questline won't have you doing the story. Instead, you will simply have to level up to get the rewards. Again, I heavily recommend to take the main path because it allows us to get comfortable with the game. After completing the main questline once, you can choose the simplified path for all your other characters. We want to complete the main story up until the quest called Apocalyptic Prophecy. This is the very last quest in the Velia questline. When we progress to the main story, the game will give you beginner blackstones. We can use this to enhance our Naru gear. This is the blue grade gear that you will also get to the main story, which we will eventually convert into Tuvala gear. You can pump the Naru gear all the way to pen without using any fail stacks, so just keep on clicking with the beginner blackstones. We want to enhance the Tuvala gear all the way to the pen stage, and we will get to that in the next video. Whenever you see these pet quests, you want to accept these, because you are going to want pets, because pets are used to pick up loot after you killed monsters. And that's going to be your main way of picking up loot. If you press O again, we have different tabs here. If we go to the suggested tab, you want to do all of these, get all of these pets. The goal is to get 5 tier 4 pets, and eventually one you can upgrade to tier 5. You will most likely sit on tier 2, 3 and 2s for quite a bit, but that's eventually the goal, because the higher tiers they are, the quicker they can loot again. If you don't know where a quest is, you can press this button right next to it, the little arrow, and you can open your minimap and it will actually show you where the NPC is to start that quest. We want to right click on the pet. Sometimes they might appear in your Pearl inventory. This is the cash shop inventory. To enable a pet, you can right click the pet and immediately give it a name. So pets have skills as well. Sometimes it's weight limit, and it will be 20 weight limit per level, or it will also be something else. And then they also will get a skill for every tier. It's completely random, you cannot affect this. You have reroll coupons in the game where you can change this, but it's still random. Make sure you click take out, so it's actually active. And we can now see our cat. Before we go anywhere, we can press Y on the keyboard, and we got back to the rewards here. And there's one very important thing that we are going to claim, and that is a tier 10 mythical horse. This is the highest tier of horse in the game, and they gave this away for free during the Calvion Ball, which is a bi-yearly event where the developers will release new content and talk about new stuff and what they're gonna do, what the plans are. Depending on what content you want to do, your choice might vary. Most players will recommend you to get the Pegasus, otherwise known as the Ardoinat. This horse allows you to fly for a short period of time, unlike the tier 9 variant, which can only glide. If you want to do a lot of content in the desert, the Unicorn or Dine will be your best pick, since this horse will ignore the movement speed debuff in the desert. This horse can also move and sprint on water for a short period of time. And last, the Doom. The Doom is the fastest on land, but cannot fly or walk on water like the other horses. However, the Doom is able to spawn 2 horses next to it that are rideable by your friends or guild members. So what we immediately want to do is we can actually use a feature in the game that there's a find NPC button up here, and we can click stable here and it will actually bring us to the nearest stable. And we can press T again and auto walk towards the stable. Very cool. So we want to press stable, and we have a mount we can register here. The mythical Pegasus. You can give it a name here. Let's just call it Bob. Normally you have to level up horses to get the skills, but we can press R to go on the horse when we're next to it. Then we can press P on the keyboard, and this brings up our profile, but also if we're on a horse, the mount information. And we can see right here, all of these skills are unlocked and 100%. So we don't need to learn anything. We don't need to grind any of the skills or use a coupon. We can just, it's completely free. The horse will need to level up to get faster stats. All of these stats are random. Don't worry about it right now. Just ride the horse, right? You are a low level training. You don't get good speed, but don't worry about it right now. So there are a couple of skills you might want to learn a little bit. While we are holding W and Shift or the keybind and Shift, you can press S and then a side button to drift. This will put us in a drift. If you hold it for too long, you will stand still. S and D or S and A, then immediately do WF while holding sprint. And you can do this drift. The reason why we want to do that is while you hold F when you're sprinting, you get a speed boost. And every time if you hold that, there's a pretty decent cooldown between. If we drift right after the second one, we basically ignore that cooldown. As for settings, there are a couple things we want to turn on or off. So if we go ahead and press escape and then settings, there are multiple things here that we want to change. In the performance settings, these are mostly graphics related, so it's up to you if your computer can handle it, or if you want to make your game look a certain way, it's all up to you. But these are my personal settings. For optimization, outer frame optimization needs to be turned off, and low power option needs to be turned off. Moving on to camera graphics. Camera vision range is literally just the FOV of your screen, so it changes however you would like. I do recommend putting this at 100 so you can see more stuff around you. Camera effects need to be turned off unless you would like to see the screen shake. I can go ahead and demonstrate here. If I put these up, if I cast some skills, the entire screen will shake. Personally, this makes me very dizzy, and it might make you dizzy too, so that's where you can turn it off. For audio settings, these are obviously all personal settings. Under the general settings and quality of life, most of these are also personal choices. Aim assist can have an impact depending on your class. You want this to be turned on or turned off. However, I couldn't give a definitive answer. You would have to look at a class guide and know specifically for your class if you would want to turn this on or off. Alerts, all of the alerts in the shared you want to turn off. These will clutter your screen with random alerts constantly, and this is where you turn them off. You can obviously turn them on if you want to, but do note it's a constant stream of alerts that will drown other important alerts. World map. I recommend turning off the animation and keeping the default angle. Now, hotkeys are also a personal choice. However, I will recommend putting a WW evasion keybind on a mouse button or another comfortable button that you have somewhere near your hand on your keyboard. This essentially allows you to dash without having to tap the W twice. Do know that this is not necessary on all classes. It is pretty good to use on a horse to make the drift skill a little bit more smoother. For the UI, we can press escape and here edit UI. You can customize this in any way you want. You can drag around windows almost anywhere, pretty much anywhere, and you can set this up in any way you like. You can take some time with this to set it up nicely for yourself so that everything is where you want it to be. And that's it for this guide to Black Desert Online. If you found this video helpful, you can like and subscribe if you want to, and drop any questions or tips for me in the comments down below. See you in the next one.